Ladies and gentlemen, it is our extreme honor to present the 2011 Pioneering Spirit Award to our dear, dear friend, Michael Welch.
Thank you so much to Sam who put together that video. That was really wonderful. I really appreciate that, and you know, thank you three for coming tonight, and everyone at the table. You know, I could go on for hours about how much I love all of you, but you know, tonight, in addition to everyone here in this room, there are thousands of people watching at home, and I'd like to speak to them as well. I feel like you guys are pretty sold on this. So I'd like to talk a little bit about this crisis. You know, oftentimes I think well-intentioned people succumb to apathy because they allow the perfect to become the enemy of the good. You know, on paper, the water crisis is vast. There's no question about it. We all know the statistics. Over 1 billion people don't have access to safe, clean drinking water. So I think a common reaction to that would be to say, well, I can't help 1 billion people. You know, this is just one of those sad realities of our world, viewing it as something that's inevitable and natural and unchangeable. But I think this way of looking at it misses the point. The point is, we must always work toward the goal of alleviating human suffering. And it has to start with those who, through no fault of their own, are unable to provide their families and themselves with the most basic human needs. And in the 21st century, with the technology, resources, and information available to us, we simply cannot accept as an unfortunate but permanent fact that 1 in 6 people do not have access to clean water. But the good news is, Thirst Project is proving that this is fixable. See, what can give us hope about this particular crisis is that, unlike a lot of problems, there actually is a simple solution here. The water is there, right? It's in the earth. It's just a matter of access. Thirst Project has developed a comprehensive strategy that works extraordinarily well. They are efficient with their funds, and they are effective in their collaborations with governments, communities, international organizations, corporations, right down to the long-term sustainability and construction and the training of locals to maintain the integrity of these wells for generations. They also work with organizations with a focus on disease prevention, educating people around the world. They are well-researched, well-organized, and passionate champions of this cause. The bottom line is, Thirst Project gets the job done. And I just want to say, you know, as we move forward together, our evolution, collectively and individually, I believe will be in direct proportion with our conscious attention and practice of empathy and compassion. Because with empathy comes a sense of oneness, right? And we're learning more and more each year through scientific research that this intuitive feeling is actually a more accurate representation of the true nature of reality than this apparent surface-level separation. Seth Maxwell understood this when he first embarked on this journey. He learned about this crisis, He learned about this crisis, and he approached it not with the goal of saving 1 billion people, but with saving 1 person. He understood, and he still does, that we really are all branches from the same tree. You know, we're all made from the same stuff. So it's a cliche, but it's true. If we can save, empower, and enrich 1 life, then it really is all worth it. This is the approach Seth Maxwell takes every day, and it's with this focus on 1 human being that he has managed to build this organization from the ground up that has saved tens of thousands of lives over a few short years, and believe me, they are just getting started. Year after year, they grow exponentially. The help that they will be able to provide this world over the next 5, 10, 20 years is staggering when you think about what they've been able to do so far. I am so happy to be on the ground floor of this blossoming young organization. Now, the last thing that I want to just briefly talk about is the choice not to get involved because it's too painful to see suffering in the world. And I particularly want to direct this to good-hearted young people listening at home. To allow yourself to be exposed to suffering does not mean that you yourself should suffer. Because all that does is add more suffering into the world, and that's exactly what we're trying to avoid. So what happens is, out of fear of uncomfortable and frankly unnecessary feelings of guilt and sadness, we once again turn to apathy. We rewire our thinking to build a view of life that is more isolated and self-centered to justify our purposeful ignorance. A lot of us do this. You know, I'm certainly guilty of it myself. But in my experience, life is more meaningful, rewarding, and connected when I put a greater focus on charitable work, even if it means exposing myself to some painful realities. You know, we're all unique individuals who have different things to contribute to this world. I stand here with this tonight because I happen to be in a position to be able to bring awareness to this cause. Not everyone is lucky enough to be in Twilight, right? And not everyone is Seth Maxwell, and that's fine. Just live your life and help in any way you can, because every positive action makes the world a better place. So let's change the world together. Thank you so much.